Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about UK immigration updates as at the 10th of December 2020. This advice is for UK visa applicants and temporary UK residents or British nationals outside of the UK who need to apply for a passport. Now, if you are in the UK, you are expected to take all reasonable steps to leave the UK where it's possible or to regularize your stay in the UK. If you intend to leave the UK but have not been able to do so, and you have a visa that expires between the 1st of December 2020 and 31st of January 2021, you may request additional time to stay, known as the exceptional assurance. Request for exceptional assurance can be submitted by emailing CIHASSURANCE team at homeoffice.gov.uk with the following details: your full name, date of birth, nationality, home office or GWF reference number, type of visa, expiry date, reason for request, evidence of flight or evidence showing reason you can't travel or leave the UK. The subject header of your email should read request for an assurance. In your email, you should attach evidence to show why you cannot leave the UK. For example, if you cannot leave the UK because you can't find a flight before you leave or visa expired, you need to submit a copy of a confirmed flight ticket. If you can't leave the UK because you have coronavirus, you need to submit confirmation of your positive coronavirus test result. If you've previously completed the online form for the exceptional assurance and you're awaiting the outcome and your flight is imminent, please email the above address with the request details. They're considering all requests and will contact you to let you know the outcome as soon as possible. During this time, you will not be treated as an overstayer or suffer any detriment in any future immigration applications for this consideration period. During the time in which your request for exceptional assurance, you will continue on the conditions as per your current and most recently expired visa. If you are granted exceptional assurance, it will act as a short-term protection against any adverse action or consequences after your leave has expired. If conditions allowed you to work, study or rent accommodation, you may continue to do so during the period of your exceptional assurance. This does not grant you the leave to stay in the UK. It is rather a means to protect those who are unable to leave the UK due to the COVID restrictions and not to facilitate travel other than to return home. If you've already been given an assurance but your circumstances have changed or you are unable to leave the UK by the assurance date previously given, you must reapply using the process above. You will need to clearly state that you're making subsequent application and you'll be expected to submit a new supporting evidence. If you intend to stay in the UK and your leave expires after 31st October 2020, you should apply for necessary leave to remain and to regularize your stay. You'll be able to submit an application from within the UK, whereas you would usually need to apply for a visa from your home country. You need to meet the requirements of the route you're applying and pay the applicable UK application fees. The terms of your leave will remain the same as with your previous leave until your application is decided. If you're switching to work or study routes, you may be able to commence work or study while your application is under consideration. You need to ensure that your application is urgent. For example, if you need to start a new job or a course of study, provide the details of this in a covering letter with a supporting document. If you are also able to apply for leave to remain to regularize your stay, if you have been issued with exceptional assurance, you will need to meet the requirements of the route you're applying for, pay for the application fee, and you must submit your application before the expiry of your exceptional assurance. This concession is still being kept under review. If you have overstayed your leave and your visa expired between 24th of January 2020 and 31st of August 2020, there will be no future adverse effects or immigration consequences if you didn't make an application to regularize your stay and you didn't apply for an exceptional assurance. You should make arrangements to leave the UK as soon as possible. Concessions for students or child student applications in the UK if you have given your fingerprints before. If you're applying to the UK as a student or child student, including Tier 4 students, the UK VI may be able to reuse your fingerprints. If UKVI can reuse your fingerprints you would have already given, you will be emailed with instructions on how to send them an image of your face and your supporting documents. This will mean you no longer need to attend a UK visa center to submit your biometrics. If for any reason you're not able to do this, you'll be given information on how to book an appointment. If you have a Tier 1 entrepreneur visa and your business has been disrupted, you no longer need to employ at least 2 people for 12 consecutive months. The 12-month period you are required to employ someone for can be made up of multiple jobs across different months, but this must be equivalent to 2 full-time jobs. Time when employees were for long will count towards the 12-month period if they have been paid at 80% of their normal salary. If you have not been able to employ staff for 12 months by the time your visa expired, you will be allowed to extend your visa to stay for further 2 years if you can show you have created at least 2 jobs by the date you apply and that you have been unable to employ staff for 12 months due to the coronavirus. If you have a startup visa and your business has been disrupted, you can apply for additional leave of 12 months. This will allow your startup visa to go beyond the normal maximum 2-year period so you can continue developing your business against your agreed business plan. You must meet the requirements of the route as normal, including being endorsed by an endorsing body. Your endorsing body must assess your business and be satisfied that reasonable progress has been made, taking into consideration the impact of the coronavirus and that the business remains viable. Your endorsing body must provide you with an endorsement letter. This must state it is an application for a temporary extension by completing the relevant sections and providing required information within the endorsement letter. Student visas and Tier 4 visas. You can start your course of study before your visa application has been decided. If your sponsor is a student sponsor, have been given a confirmation of acceptance for studies and have submitted the application before your current visa expires, and your course starts at the same time as that on your CAS, and that you have a valid academic technology approval scheme certificate if required. If your application is rejected as invalid or refused, you must stop your course of studies. If you have applied for a work visa and are waiting for a decision on your application, and this includes skilled work visa, health and care worker visa, intercompany transfer visa, Tier 2 worker visas, Tier 5 temporary worker visas, you can start work before your visa application has been decided. If you have been assigned a certificate of sponsorship, you've submitted an application before your current visa expired, and you show your sponsor evidence of this, the job you start isn't the same as the one listed on your certificate of sponsorship. However, when your application of this is decided and it is deemed invalid or rejected or refused to sponsor, you will stop sponsoring you and you must stop working for them. If you work for the NHS in the healthcare and your visa expires between 1st of October 2020 and 31st of March 2021, you are eligible for a free visa extension. If you are eligible, your dependents are also eligible for the 1-year extensions, and you will no longer have to pay the immigration health surcharge fee in this application. However, if your visa is due to expire after 31st of March 2021 or you are changing employer, you cannot extend your visa for free. Under this concession, you can work at any other NHS hospital during the outbreak. If a sponsor can maintain their sponsorship duties, sponsors will not need to notify UKVI of a change in the place of work. And there is no limitation or restriction in the number of hours you can work. And this includes students on a Tier 4 visa working for the NHS or volunteers, workers with skilled work, health and care work, intercompany transfer or Tier 2 work visa, and your NHS job is a second job. Visiting academic researcher, holder of a short-term visa also are permitted to volunteer. For pre-registered nurses in the UK, the deadline to sit for your OSCE has been extended 31st of December 2020. If you do not pass on the first attempt, you have to pass by 31st of May 2021. If you are working on coronavirus research and you're a scientific researcher, you may be able to apply for a global talent visa using the UKR endorsement founder option. If you apply for super priority or priority visa services, these are available in only specific locations. Do check with your provider, TLS or VFS, to find out if your location offers the services. If your visa application center is closed, you can apply for a visit visa from any UK visa application center all over the world. However, for all other visas, you need to apply from your home country. And you must make an application from a country in which you have ability to travel to and fro from. This concession has been extended to the 31st of March 2020. If you have made a submission through Access UK and now intend to submit a new application at a different VAC center from the one selected in the application, you will need to make a new application and select the VAC where you will submit your application. You will need to pay the fee associated with your new application and request a refund for your earlier application. If your 90-day vignette has expired, you will need to apply for a replacement by completing an online form. The cost of replacing an expired 90-day vignette is £154, and you will need to make an appointment to resubmit your biometric information. You are strongly advised to only apply for a new visa or apply to replace an expired vignette when you are confident you can travel to the UK. The new vignette will be valid for a period of 90 days. If you cannot still travel during this time, you may need to apply to update your vignette. If you have submitted an application for a replacement vignette and are still awaiting a decision, but now no longer intend to travel, you should submit a withdrawal request at the visa application center that you applied from in order for your passport to be released back to you. However, 30 days vignettes will continually be renewed free of charge to eligible customers on the 31st of December 2020. To replace and request a replacement 30-day visa, you can either contact Coronavirus Immigration Help Center, arrange to return your passport to a VAC if it has reopened by contacting the Coronavirus Immigration Help Center. You will need to include your name, nationality, date of birth, and your GWF reference number with replacement 30 days visa in the subject line. If you have already contacted them about this, please do let them know through an email. Contact the Coronavirus Immigration Help Center. Do not travel to the VAC centers with your passport until you have checked with the partners for the process in place for resubmitting your passport for your replacement visas, as this may vary depending on your area. If you're applying to enter the UK on the basis of family or private life, you're unable to travel back to your home country and your leave has expired, a break in short residence will be overlooked. You're expected to make your next application as soon as possible, and there will not be any adverse effect going forward. If however you do intend to stay in the UK going forward and your leave expired between 1st of March 2020 and 31st of August 2020 and you did not make a valid application to stay by 31st of August 2020, you must make arrangement to leave the UK. If you do intend to leave the UK but have not done so by 31st and your leave expired by 31st of January 2021, you should make application for exceptional assurance. However, if your leave expired after 31st of October 2020, you can make application from inside the UK where you would usually have applied from your home country. If your application is urgent, for example, you have a family emergency, you cannot apply from outside the UK due to the coronavirus. This concession is being placed under review. For family fiance leave as a fiance, if you are in the UK for 6 months and you have not been able to have your wedding ceremony due to the coronavirus, request exceptional assurance, also providing details and evidence of when your marriage will be taking place. And you can do this by applying to the email above or requesting 6 months extra to allow the ceremony to take place. If you have experienced a loss of income due to the pandemic up to January 1st, 2021, you will be considered for employment income for the period immediately before the loss of income, provided the minimum requirement was met for at least 6 months immediately before the date of the loss. And that's all from me. If you do not have any question, do well to ask, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Well, I'm all